afternoon, everyone. I am here representing the River State Civil Society Network. I will also be presenting on behalf of the Environmental Rights Action International and also presenting on behalf of the Coalition Against Gas Flare in Nigeria. And we are coming with just three prayers for which I'll read through. One is the need for the right to nature to be mainstreamed. The need, my name is Dr. Mina Margaret Ogbanga. I am here representing as the president for the River State Civil Society Network. I'm also representing here the vice chairman for the Coalition Against Gas Flare in Nigeria and also representing the Environmental Rights Action International. Our prayers are simple, and for time's sake, we will run through the presentation briefly, but our prayers need to be stressed on. One is the need for the right to nature. If you have visited River State recently, you will not hesitate to join us in seeking for the right to nature, just as a fundamental right. We want to have right number 11, the right to nature, the right to protecting our environment, the right to environmental sustainability and climate action, to making sure our generations are not jeopardized because of pollution in our environment, the right to protecting our future generations. That is our first prayer, Your Excellency, Your Highness, Your High Table. That is our first prayer, that we need to mainstream the right to nature as part of the fundamental human rights. Our second prayer is definitely the digitization of the education sector, especially the public sector. We cannot explain the difficult gaps that existed during and after COVID. And you can bear with me the pain a parent to feel whose only crime is sending your children to public schools. And you are seeing your children are repeating 3 years backwards because the schools do not have the infrastructure to have carried on with educational activities during pandemics like COVID. And yet other sections, private institutions, were seamlessly running through sections, running through activities, and running through examinations. Such injustice doesn't need to exist. We need to look at where we talk about it in the section on technology and science, and now make it strategic to say we need a digitalization. We're calling for a digitalization of education, especially the public education sector. We will also have third prayer, which has to do basically with our health and education sector, and that I will quickly also talk about as we go through. The High Table, I feel so honored for this permission to present this. It is a matter that affects women, that has made society vulnerable, and we are here looking at the relevant sections to see how we can address this. Nigeria has an excellent opportunity to create a new or review existing legal structure that allows its people to prosper without compromising the ecological integrity of its ecosystem. It is with this goal in mind that additional provisions and implementations are needed. We hereby recommend the following briefly to making sure that it is carried on. Everything else can be adopted as advised by the High Table. In Chapter 2 of the Constitution, titled the Fundamental Objectives, in Section 20, under Environmental Objectives, we presently have as follows. Subsection 1 says, states shall protect and improve the environment and safeguard the water, air, land, forest, and wildlife for Nigeria. What are big recommendations? The subsection should now be 6 instead of 1. Furthermore, the right to nature, which is the right of the ecosystem to existence, should now be moved to Chapter 2 of the Constitution, so now form part of the fundamental human rights to make it justifiable. This way it will allow for enforcement. Chapter 2, Section 20 should now read, subsection 1, states shall protect and improve the environment and safeguard the water, air, land, forest, and wildlife of Nigeria. We also have subsection 2, where we need to add that government shall adopt its policies towards acknowledging the ensuring that inherent rights of nature and the appointment of legal guidance for nature who are legally required to advocate for rights and the best interest of the ecosystem. We also have subsection 3. The government shall direct its policy framework towards ensuring that the federal, state, and local government, their agencies, individuals, groups, or corporate entities shall not be directly and indirectly involved in, abet, or or promote actions or activities that have verifiable negative impact on the physical and human environment. And it went up to subsection 6, which was the last but not the least. The government shall, through state policies, ensure that the polluter pay principle shall be used to restore all impacted mining, minerals, and manufacturing sites to ensure that the environment is restored. So this justification covers also for the human rights. For coalition against gas flare, we cannot miss out the fact that we have 3 strategic prayers. One has to do with citizens' participation in the budget process, because delaying presentation of budget proposals by the executive and passage of the appropriate bill by the respective assembly mostly impact negatively on Nigerians. It is hereby recommended that a new section be inserted into the 1999 Constitution stipulating thus: the executive shall present before the respective assemblies their budget proposals for consideration not later than the 1st of August of each financial year. We also are talking about 4.4, determination of election petitions before swearing in or inauguration. We also have a prayer on 4.8, adoption of electronic voting and the use of video recordings and other recording devices during elections, because electronic voting will reduce costs and increase and save time for elections. And the last but not the least prayer for the coalition against gas flare in Nigeria is the devolution of powers. Here our recommendation goes to that all mines and minerals, including gold, diamond, oil, and gas resources, shall be controlled by the respective local government areas. They are found provided always, and that the production and processing of the mines and minerals may be allocated to all qualified persons without regard to race, ethnicity, religion, gender, and any form of discrimination whatsoever. The mines and mineral resources shall be allocated for production and processing through transparent and accountable process using best and next practice. Then last but not the least, the production of mines and minerals, including oil and gas, shall be undertaken in a way and manner to ensure that all waste resources therefore are reutilized, taking care not to pollute the environment. Once waste is mandatorily reutilized, then flares are out. At local government level, more space will be available for business and it will be open for transparency and peer review. The last thing we need to say, and your Excellency, the High Table, please, the one message we need all to go home is: every organ and institution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if we do not want posterity to bear us witness for not participating appropriately, we want the House to hear today that we have made a firm declaration that we shall recognize and guarantee the right to nature to maintain her vital cycles and provide services for all species as a means of halting this reckless, exploitative, and damaging to our ecosystem. Every person shall have the right to a clean and healthy environment. Every person shall have the right to environmental protection through measures that prevent pollution and ecological degradation, that promote conservation, and finally, secure ecologically sustainable development and use of natural resources while promoting justifiable economic and social development. The High Table and everybody here present, you will bear with me that our generations to come require 2 things from us: a clean environment or a destroyed environment. Where do we stand? I stand for a clean environment. Thank you. Thank you.